Now on CoastTV News.
Dunkin' and a friend, what the town of Milton could look like with more fast food options.
Election Eve, the day of voting starts tomorrow morning, and the final few hours of this race, the candidates are making their final pitch for the big job of president.
Maryland burn ban. It is now going statewide, just like Delaware, but that's rare. Why the state's fire marshal says it's also important.
And big plans for this land, the hundreds of homes that could be built in Lewis, and why it has locals talking.
And we are waiting for the rain to arrive as we finally have a chance of showers in the forecast, but there's a catch to it. I'll show you what I'm tracking coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Donuts, coffee, and maybe more as Milton is considering some new grab-and-go food options. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with a town council meeting that might make your mouth water.
That's right. If you live in Milton, some new fast food options may be on the way. In addition to the McDonald's that's already being built on Broadkill Road, Dunkin', Donuts, and potentially another unnamed eatery are being eyed for Cypress Grove.
The Milton Town Council met Monday to discuss a partition that would make this possible. And as CoastTV reporter Brendan Conroy tells us, those who live in Milton, they know the town is growing. Well, a major house fire broke out on Tingle Ave in Bethany Beach tonight. If you take a look at your screen, you can see some heavy smoke as firefighters work to put out those flames. Several fire companies, they responded to the scene there in Bethany Beach tonight. There's no word yet on any injuries or the cause of the fire there in Bethany Beach, but we will keep you posted as more information becomes available to us.
Switching gears here, counties across Delmarva have seen little to no rain over the past couple of weeks, and now the Maryland Department of Natural Resources is implementing a statewide ban on open-air burning. That means you can no longer do beach bonfires, charcoal grilling, fire pits, campfires of any kind. One fire marshal for Worcester County says it's rare to see a statewide ban, but safety comes first.
It's just a time where everybody needs to be safe. No outside fires of any sort. If you do see something, report it. See something, say something.
According to Owens, the statewide ban will stay in effect until we start seeing a little bit of rain.
And let's take a live look outside now into the Ocean City area and turn it over to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams for a look at the forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Christina. And as you continue to take a look at the Hershey exterior camera, showing you that, obviously, other than the ocean itself, we have no moisture to speak of. But we do have a little bit of fog that's being purported throughout portions of central and right around the Milton area. But aside from that, it's just been a bone dry situation for us. Our Gateway Subaru camera, we're at 58 degrees here, and then we're going to drop down to 55 with partly cloudy skies. Now, that's at least hopeful. We have a little moisture in the atmosphere. It's not so dry, but still rain. Well, now that's a horse of a different color there, because we've yet to see anything in the color of precipitation for the last 38 days. And I'm expecting for us to stay that way until maybe Thursday is our best shot at it. But right now we're still in the midst of a severe drought, and this is going to be updated like for Thursday. But right now we look like we're still in the grips of a significant amount of dry, parched weather. But we could get a shot at the rain title on Thursday. I'm going to go over that in more detail coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Now let's turn our attention to the election, a star-studded final day on the campaign trail for Vice President Kamala Harris. The Democratic hopeful holding 4 rallies in Pennsylvania, a key battleground in the race for the White House. And as Bree Jackson reports, she plans to watch Tuesday's election returns at Howard University in Washington, D.C.
Preparations are underway here on the campus of Howard University, and this is where Vice President Harris will spend election night. Now, this is where she went to school as an undergraduate, and she has said that this is where she found her love of politics. Winding down her campaigning, Harris made several stops in Pennsylvania today, holding star-studded events to energize voters in what is seen as a must-win state for both candidates. Now, after 3.5 months on the road, she's making her final pitch to voters.
One more day left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime, and momentum is on our side. Momentum is on our side. Can you feel it? We have momentum, right?
And as you can imagine, security here on the campus of Howard University is tight. The Secret Service says it's working with federal and local authorities to ensure that Howard University's campus is safe and secure. Thousands are expected to be here on Tuesday night to watch the election results pour in. On the campus of Howard University, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Meanwhile, in what might be his final day ever campaigning for the White House, former President Donald Trump hit the South, Northeast, and Midwest in a last-minute swing state push for votes before heading home to Florida early tomorrow, where, as Alice Barr reports, he'll watch those results coming in.
Good evening. Former President Trump will be here in the Palm Beach area for Election Day, spending his final night before then, the same place where he closed out his last two presidential campaigns in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That after campaigning earlier in the day in North Carolina and holding two rallies in all-important Pennsylvania.
If we win Pennsylvania, we win the whole ball of wax.
The former president sounding nostalgic, talking about this being the end of his final campaign after 9 years of essentially nonstop running for or occupying the White House.
You know, this is our last time now for forever. So you need to get out tomorrow and vote. That's it. This is it.
Also projecting confidence that he'll be back for another term, pointing to higher Republican turnout in early voting than in past elections, as he focuses his closing message to voters on immigration and inflation. Sources familiar with the planning tell NBC News former President Trump is expected to vote early tomorrow morning before watching election results come in with family and friends at Mar-a-Lago and then heading out to address supporters at the Palm Beach Convention Center. In West Palm Beach, Florida, Alice Barr, NBC News.
If you're still planning on submitting an absentee ballot in Delaware, it's not too late, but there are some things we want you to be aware of. It must reach your county's Department of Elections by 8 p.m. on election night for it to count. You can drop it off at your county elections office anytime tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Polling places, they will not be accepting absentee ballots.
And from absentee to early voting, the numbers are impressive in Delaware. Here are some stats as of this morning from the Delaware Department of Elections. All across Delaware, the grand total of early voters, almost 246,000 people. More than 90,000 people have voted in Sussex already in person. On top of that, over 12,000 people in Sussex have voted through absentee ballot. That makes the total of Sussex County voters over 102,000. Now, early voting did wrap up Sunday night.
The Delaware Republican Party is focusing on election integrity on the eve of tomorrow's big events. To do that, they've set up an election integrity task force along with a hotline and a website where you can call in or send in tips if you should see anything concerning during the election. And we do have the number and link to that on CoastTV.com. They're also using the tagline, "See something, say something."
And I know this election cycle, it has been stressful for a lot of people, but the one thing you can't do is commit crimes. That includes stealing campaign signs. Today, the Rehoboth Beach Police Department arrested 78-year-old Richard Byrne of Rehoboth Beach, who is actually the former Rehoboth Beach commissioner. Back on October 30th, police got a complaint that campaign signs had been taken on multiple occasions. Byrne was allegedly found in possession of several stolen signs from the area. He's now been charged with 2 counts of theft under $1,500 and 2 counts of criminal mischief under $1,000.
There are plans being proposed to build about 360 homes just off Route 1 in Lewis, and it's an area that has sparked a lot of debate over the years. An LLC called Seaside at Lewis wants to develop hundreds of single-family home lots on this 240-acre property at the northeast corner of Route 1 and Cave Neck Road. It's what you see on your screen right now. Now, originally, this parcel was set to be the mega Overbrook Town Center, 850,000 square feet on 114 acres, but pushback from the community led the county council to reject those plans in 2016. Eventually, housing was approved for this land, and in 2020, a developer purchased the neighboring parcel to expand the project, doubling in size. Now, some locals tell us they don't think Sussex County is ready for it.
Infrastructure is way behind the rate of development, and that's a real concern. Somehow there has to be greater coordination. Many areas have what is referred to as concurrency, and that is that the infrastructure is built and that the development can take place. That's not the case here in Sussex County, and that really needs to change.
A public hearing for this subdivision is scheduled before the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission on Wednesday, November 20th at 3 p.m.
And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know what concerns you most about development on Route 1 and Cave Neck Road.
Let's take a look at the results. So far, 78%, most people saying increased traffic is their biggest concern here. Some also worried about environmental impact and the loss of open space and just changing the overall feel of the area.
This is about what we've seen most of the day, give or take a percentage here or there. If you haven't voted yet, though, you can still do that at CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. And we are just getting going this evening.
Still ahead tonight, Permit Plea, a Milton winery trying to get back in business.
But first, one last spotlight ahead of Election Day on a race that's grabbing national attention.
And it's caught our attention that we have some scattered showers expected in Cambridge on Thursday, something we haven't been able to say for just about 38 days. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just 60 seconds.
Shop Johnny Janasik's Veterans Day mattress sale and find incredible store-wide savings. Plus, get a free adjustable base with your mattress purchase of $19.99 or more through Veterans Day Monday at Johnny Janasik's Mattress World.
Hi, I'm Kim Hoey Stevenson, candidate for Delaware's 6th Senate District. I'm running to be a voice for our community and put people over politics. I'm committed to working in a bipartisan way to protect our open spaces, elevate our education system, and ensure government transparency. From clean water and fresh air to quality education and a thriving economy, we all want the best for coastal Sussex. I'm ready to work hard to make it happen. On Election Day, vote Kim Hoey Stevenson. Let's build a brighter future for coastal Sussex together. Paid for by friends for Kim Hoey Stevenson.
Shop Johnny Janasik's Veterans Day mattress sale and find incredible store-wide savings. Plus, get a free adjustable base with your mattress purchase of $19.99 or more through Veterans Day Monday at Johnny Janasik's Mattress World.
It continues to stay very dry in our neck of the woods, but we may finally have a shot at some rain on Thursday. And when I say that, I'm doing this for real, okay? Because it's just that dry, and it's been that way for 38 straight days. In Salisbury, 47 degrees, so it's a bit on the cool side, and we're going to stay in the 40s to low 50s with the cloud cover going back and forth. Now, ironically enough, we got a little bit warmer. We're like 8 to 9 degrees warmer, generally speaking, across the peninsula, with the exception being right around Ocean City, where we're actually about 6 degrees cooler. We are in the 40s throughout the inland areas, 50s along the shore, but inactive activity as far as the upper atmosphere is concerned. We do have some reports of some patchy fog in and around the Milton area, as well as around the Lewis area and up towards Slaughter Beach. But other than that, moisture has been hard to come by throughout the good portion of the region. So the drought continues because, November started off dry and is still dry as we speak. And we have concerns for fires. In fact, we have elevated fire concerns for now. It's reaching not just Delaware, but now it's encompassing Maryland, which rarely happens for the folks in Maryland, but it's statewide there. That's just how all-encompassing this dry pattern has been. And the chance of rain arrives, but it catches this. Thursday's rain is going to be about a 2-hour window. Then it stops. So even if the rain hits, I don't think it's going to make a big impact, because you got to remember, we have yet to record a single drop of rain just this month alone. And last month we were shy over 4 inches. Now, when you calculate for the entire year, we are 7 inches below the normal rainfall total for our neck of the woods. So that's why we're under a severe drought, and it's statewide for us. But now it's bothering the folks and encompassing the folks throughout Maryland as well, the whole state. So by lunchtime Wednesday, look at these temperatures, 80, 78, 79. We're much warmer than usual. And then as we go into Wednesday evening, we're going to stay in the 70s with more moisture building up. So that's what we're hoping for. Then by Thursday, by 5 o'clock, we have a a fleeting spot shower that may push through barely, but our chances of rain is going to escalate to about 36% of a chance on Thursday. And that's as much oomph as we can muster. Now, there's a better chance of rain developing going into next Sunday and Monday, but that first shot of rain is right about here. Thursday at 7:30 in the morning, this is our rain throughout right along the Kent and Sussex County line and down towards Salisbury. But watch how quick this is. Watch, 7:30, 2 o'clock, done. So between that time period, and it's not necessarily a big encompassing rain or storm. We didn't see any reds or yellows, so to speak. So it can still be very hit and miss when you think about that. Now, we do have your general election forecast. And look, we're looking for temperature 63 by 8 o'clock, 71 by noon, by 4 o'clock, 74 degrees, and then 66 by 8 o'clock as the polls are closing. But we're not concerned about any rain. And at least that's a good thing. At least rain is not going to deter anyone from exercising their constitutional right. And please get out and vote. That's for everybody. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. All right. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodel Extended Forecast.
All right, thanks, Paul. Well, the presidential election is getting the attention, but a lot of eyes are on the U.S. Senate as well.
As CoastTV News anchor Matt Pensick shows us, national focus is on Maryland's seat that could change the balance of political power.
An open seat in Maryland created the possibility of the state electing its first Republican senator in 44 years. Larry Hogan, who won 2 terms as governor, is relying on a similar strategy in this campaign.
They saw how I governed. I stand up, I'll support whoever the president is when I agree with them, and I'm not afraid to stand up when I disagree.
He has often disagreed with the man atop the Republican ticket, presidential nominee Donald Trump.
I've said before I didn't support Trump. I wouldn't support Trump. I'd put the country ahead of party.
His Democratic opponent, Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks, was not buying that during this month's debate on Maryland Public Television.
He said that Donald Trump, quote, deserves credit for his accomplishments in office, including the incredible Supreme Court justices.
Now, Donald Trump.
Despite repeated efforts to speak to Alsobrooks in an interview, we were unable to schedule one with her campaign. We were able to have a conversation with Hogan, who took on the crime situation in Prince George's County.
My opponent has a terrible record on crime. Prince George's County, where she's the county executive, is crime is spiking out of control. 100% increase in murders, 500% increase in carjackings. And the border's a huge issue. My opponent runs the largest sanctuary city in Maryland.
FBI data shows a large Prince George's County crime spike in 2022 and an upward trend this year. Alsobrooks points to her time as a county prosecutor to show her commitment to dealing with the issue.
The fact of the matter is, I not only supported law enforcement, I was law enforcement. The chief law enforcement officer in Prince George's County oversaw a 50% lowering of crime.
The biggest decisions Hogan made while governor centered around COVID. It is when he gained national attention for
just wear the damn masks.
There's been some science that's come out that says maybe the mask wasn't as effective as we initially.
Well, I know we had 58,000 people hospitalized and 15,000 Marylanders die, and I think we saved some people's lives during that time. So I know, not everybody thought that was a great idea, but it's what all the experts were telling us at the time.
Hogan has governed one of the most densely populated states in the nation. And in terms of population, Alsobrooks is in charge of Maryland's second largest county. The voters have elected each of them to 2 terms. They will have to choose between the 2 to represent them in the Senate. For CoastTV News, I'm Matt Pensick.
Coming up next, a petition that one winery started and why they're looking for community support.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a 4-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these. Together, we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
The real estate industry was broken, but change is here and the Parker Group is leading the charge.
We're proud to introduce our groundbreaking 3.5% listing fee. Sell with us and you could save thousands of dollars.
Our cutting-edge technology delivers significant savings that we pass on to you. Our world-class marketing and dedicated team provide the human touch and unparalleled expertise that you deserve.
As passionate advocates for a more transparent and equitable selling experience, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo.
Welcome to a new era of real estate with the Parker Group.
Hello everyone, my name is Emma Ludwicki. I'm Paige Ludwicki. And our stepdad, Mike Simpler, is running for the 14th District State Representative of Delaware. We believe that Mike will help to preserve the coastal Sussex County we all know and love. Mike has always been the kind of person who puts others first. He's tirelessly served as president of the fire department. He understands the real issues people face here, and he's got practical ideas to help solve them. He's not just a great stepdad, he's one of the best people I know. Join us in supporting Mike Simpler for State Representative of the 14th District. Thank you.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message. Like you, I'm fed up with all the political BS. You know me. You know my proven record of reaching across the aisle to find common ground. I'm not just another Republican. I'll make your life more affordable and support a woman's right to choose. You know I have the courage to put people over politics and country over party, and I'll be the same strong, independent leader I've always been. Join us. I'm asking for your trust and your vote.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment. This is Coast TV News at 11.
Twin Branch Winery in Milton has been closed for nearly a year, but they don't want to be. Manager Katie Hart says they're struggling with a permitting issue with Sussex County. But when they wanted to expand, they actually had their existing license revoked, and that's left some locals stunned.
We hear from our customers that they're waiting for them to reopen. This was a good business in our community, and the county really needs to address it.
The case will go before the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission November 20th. Coming up in sports, playoff field hockey, you are not going to want to miss the highlights and the breakdown from our Delmarva Sports Network crew.
And coming up, election insomnia, tips to help you sleep at night if the election has you tossing and turning.
And here's a look at your golf forecast. Listen, once again, the greens are very dry and running fast, but we are going to have a high of about 72 and we'll have plenty of sunshine.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
As a math teacher, Matt Meyer knows that Delaware's tax system isn't adding up. So he has a plan to fix it. Give middle-class families a tax cut, invest in schools, and lower costs. But Mike Ramone's plan gives tax breaks to the ultra-rich, which could cut education by nearly $175 million. Matt Meyer knows these numbers don't add up. He'll make state taxes fair so families can get ahead. Vote Matt Meyer for governor.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming, our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com. I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message. Like you, I'm fed up with all the political BS. You know me. You know my proven record of reaching across the aisle to find common ground. I'm not just another Republican. I'll make your life more affordable and support a woman's right to choose. You know I have the courage to put people over politics and country over party, and I'll be the same strong, independent leader I've always been. Join us. I'm asking for your trust and your vote.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
My dad, Mike Ramone, is a different kind of public servant. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, right. But I know from my own experience how much he cares about everyone. He's a great father and grandfather. You can see how much their futures matter to him. And he has the same passion for your kids' future. He's focused on fixing our schools and getting teachers and students the resources they need. What I can promise is he'll be a great governor for all of Delaware.
A new report shows Americans who bought homes in 2024 were older and richer than ever. A survey found first-time home buyers had a median household income of $97,000. That's up from $95,900 last year. And the median age of first-time buyers rose to a new record high, 38 years old. The report says a typical first-time home buyer was in their late 20s just a generation ago.
A Pennsylvania judge ruled Monday that Elon Musk's America PAC can keep writing checks to voters. The America PAC advertised it as a lottery-style giveaway that promised payments, some totaling $1 million, to select voters who signed a political pledge in swing states. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner sued Musk and America PAC last month, alleging that the giveaways were an illegal, unregulated lottery. However, America PAC attorney Chris Gober said it wasn't a lottery because winners are not determined by chance. According to Gober, the PAC picks winners who effectively serve as spokespeople, and then they earn $1 million for doing so. The civil lawsuit does not preclude the state from pursuing criminal charges against Musk or America PAC in the future. Less than 24 hours from the 2024 presidential election, and no matter who you're voting for, there are likely a lot of different emotions that you're feeling, and that can impact your sleep. In tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains something called latest-somnia and how you can help manage the symptoms.
If this election is causing you to lose sleep, you're not alone.
We call it latest-somnia, so it's insomnia linked with the election season.
Sleep specialist Michelle Drerup with Cleveland Clinic says in her clinical practice, she's seeing more people being triggered with election-related sleep issues. She says the election can worsen symptoms in those who already struggle with insomnia and can also trigger sleep issues in those who don't have chronic sleep problems.
The person has difficulty falling asleep and they may be kind of thinking about the election or potentially what the future might look like, waking up in the middle of the night and struggling to fall back asleep, or even just poor sleep quality.
Drerup says to prioritize sleep before you even go to bed by limiting social media and election news exposure, which can worsen stress and add to sleep difficulties. Also, be aware of your negative thoughts and challenge them.
Just try to stay in the moment of where things are at right now.
Finally, Drerup says not to focus on the election what-ifs, instead zone in on things you can manage.
We have survived many elections. We'll get through this, right? It's only 4 years, trying to figure out what I do have the ability to control. I'm going to go out and vote. I'm trying to, do things to support others to vote. So thinking about what I can do versus a lot of what's out of my control.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The sleep specialist says also you should remember to practice healthy sleep habits. That includes getting exercise regularly, avoiding napping late in the day, and limiting alcohol and caffeine before bed.
And now let's move to sports. Get that adrenaline pumping for a little playoff field hockey, a pair of state semifinal contests. DSN's own Michelle Roberts is going to shepherd us through the highlights.
In the first field hockey state semifinal matchup here at Delaware State University, number 3 seeded Middletown Cavaliers hoping to upset the number 2 Smyrna Eagles, who were looking to return to the state finals for the 4th consecutive year. Early in the first quarter, Eagles corner Addison Beamer to Bree Moffitt, and she drills this shot past the keeper and out of the reach of the Cavs. Smyrna on the board just 5 minutes into this game. Then, with the time winding down in the first, Moffitt pulls left around the defender, gets some separation, and cranks a reverse shot to the far corner of the cage. 2-0 Smyrna going into the second quarter. In the fourth quarter, 5-0 Eagles now, and trying to add some more. Corner Moffitt to Wilson, and she places it inside the near post. 6-0 Eagles. Ava Pierce adds 2 more tallies at the end of the game, and Smyrna defeats Middletown 8-0. In our second D1 state semifinal, number 1 seeded Cape Henlopen in the hunt for their 7th state title in 8 years, and squaring off with number 4 Charter School of Wilmington. With under 2:30 in the first, Cape's Nora Block lays it into space, and Emily Wells wins the ball back, then a spin dodge, and rockets a shot in as the Vikings strike first. With 5 minutes left in the third, Cape corner Baker to Emily Wells, and she gets her second finish of the game, putting Cape up 2-0. With 1:06 left in the game, Charter's Alexa Garnier with the shot and the score to make it 2-1 Cape. But the Vikings hold on, advancing to the state finals. Saturday, back here at Delaware State University at 4 p.m. Reporting from Dover, Delaware for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Michelle Roberts.
Up next, details on a night of fun and fundraising for Marine Rescue.
Watch for the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
Prince George's County politician Angela Alsobrooks may live near D.C., but she'd bring tons of baggage. Nearly 2 decades of illegal tax breaks, $59,000 in back taxes, and thousands in unpaid bills. A sweetheart tax deal, typical politician. Slumlord Alsobrooks? Records show she was caught operating an illegal rental property. With so much baggage, how can we trust Alsobrooks to represent us? Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
In Washington, they talk, but in Delaware, Sarah delivers.
Sarah McBride helped raise the minimum wage.
She got paid leave for workers.
She got Democrats and Republicans to work together.
We're all in for Sarah.
Carpenters, bus drivers,
nurses,
sheet metal workers.
Sarah sees us.
And she respects us.
I'm Sarah McBride. I approve this message because anyone who works hard should be able to make ends meet. That's why I'm running for Congress.
We know Maryland. And we know Angela Alsobrooks is the right choice for Senate.
Angela is the kind of partner I need.
You have a chance to send a leader to the Senate who will always put you first.
She will fight to lower costs and create opportunity.
Control of the Senate could come down to Maryland.
I'm counting on you to support my friend, Angela Alsobrooks.
I'm Angela Alsobrooks. I approve this message. Now let's get to work.
If your family's anything like mine, life brings in dirt and messes.
Touchdown!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh! Sit back, relax, and leave the deep cleaning to the pros. Your home isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home clean.
The Mayor Institute is gearing up for its annual Fin-Raiser this month. The event is back on Saturday, November 16th at the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach, and it's a night of live music, wine tasting, and an auction. Proceeds support Mayor's rescue work for marine animals here in Delaware.
Outstanding. Our Hershey's exterior camera in Ocean City, 57 degrees, will drop to 55 with partly cloudy skies, actually. Our umbrella giveaway winner, well, it's actually Craig Day of Millsboro. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. You can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. It's sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Bruckstead, and Federico. Here's a look at your forecast. 52, partly cloudy, late clouds, partly sunny for tomorrow and 76 degrees. Then we're looking for more warmth and more sunshine on Wednesday. And perhaps we'll have a shot at some rain on Thursday. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We have 71 on Thursday, and that's a chance of rain. And we're looking for, and let's say Thursday doesn't work out. At least Sunday and Monday, we have 2 days straight. We're expecting a chance of rain. However, at least on Election Day, we're not going to have a complication as far as any kind of precipitation is concerned. So Mother Nature won't deter you from exercising your right to vote. But please keep in mind, we're going to become a bit on the cool side as we go into the weekends. We drop down to 63 on Saturday, frosty on Saturday night going into Sunday morning, and then Sunday going into Monday. I think this is going to be our most concentrated and our best opportunity to finally break this crazy drought pattern.
Thank you, Paul, and it's good to see that at least there is some rain in the forecast. Thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 11.
For more news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's up next.
And we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.